Hello, 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 and welcome to the Mistaken Identity podcast with Frank and David. I am Frank, and David is joining us here. David, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm just out here hanging out with the kids, trying to have a nice weekend and enjoy myself. How you doing there, my friend?
So, well, with the vaccine, this is day 3 for me, and I complained about day 2, but day 3 I had no problems whatsoever. Like I feel normal, and I want to complain about something though that I shouldn't complain about. As you know, I started a new job this week, and for whatever reason, I woke up today and didn't want to go. Oh,
Why? Why didn't you want to go?
I am so used to just not working and just investing and sitting on the couch that having to get up and do I think it was 4 hours of work. For some reason today I just did not want to do it, and I know I should complain because there's a lot going on, but I did not want to go to work today like at all. So um, yeah, that was my day. But something funny happened though. So I was in a good mood, and I had heard this new song that I absolutely love. And for whatever reason, I started dancing to it on social media. And people that know my son, Wrigley, my godson, Jordan, he's a good dancer. So everybody's like, Frank, you probably should, sit down and let Jordan handle the dancing. Uh, so Jordan's going to do a TikTok based off of the dance that I tried to do, but it's really, really interesting. Now, speaking of Jordan and Sons, uh, we have to really introduce ourselves to our audience because they don't really know us. And unfortunately, we're going first with me today. So my cousin is here from Texas, and you're going to have your family on one day too, right, David?
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Somebody who's going to tell us all your secrets.
Don't know about that now. We got
Don't
to keep it.
don't find somebody who's going to say that David is the best, and David is the favorite child, and because my cousin is not going to say all that. So,
Hey, they gonna keep it real, man. I tell you, you ain't got to worry about that. They definitely gonna give you the real.
so a little Cubs news first before we get to that. Pat Hughes, longtime legendary Cubs radio announcer. Today was his first day ever broadcasting for TV.
Really?
Yes. He had never done it, but he did it today for the Cubs on the Marquee Network that I don't have, but I heard about it as I was reading. But yeah, it's like, remember back in the day we had the Harry Careys, we were working there, and all these legendary TV announcers. But Pat Hughes was legendary on the radio in his own rights.
Right.
And so just to hear him moving from radio after all those years and going to TV, I think everybody should, check that out. I'm sure that the Marquee Network plays games over again because most sports stations play the same game over and over.
And over and over.
Over and over, yes, I know. So
was he doing it from remote, or was he in Arizona?
I think he was remote. I think it was remote.
Wow,
but there's there's no need in me prolonging the nightmare that's about to be me being revealed by my family. But let me go ahead and introduce.
Let's go.
Let me go ahead and introduce everybody to. If I say this nicely, then maybe I'll get a good review from her. My favorite cousin. Everybody, please say hello. David, say hello to Taisha Bryant.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, Taisha?
I'm fine, David. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a little chilly. It was nice the last couple of days, but it'll do. How you guys doing out there?
Great, nice weather. It's good.
So when you say nice weather, what are you saying? Like 60, 50?
Oh no, honey, 78, 77. No
Ooh,
60s
really?
here.
Wow.
So it's funny because when I'm at Wrigley Field, actually when I'm at any employer, not just Wrigley Field, I'm anywhere, and a customer or somebody comes up to me and insults me or makes me feel some kind of way with their words, I can't respond. I have to be professional. But in my head, I'm channeling my cousin right here, Taisha. I mean, in my head, I'm thinking what she would say in these moments.
I'm trying to do better. I'm trying. It's hard. It's work in progress.
And I've already warned her that we're on Apple, so she can't. You gotta watch. There's no cursing.
Filter is on. The filter is on.
Yeah. So before we get into what we're here to talk about, which is what's going on in Dallas and the storms and all the other things we hear about Texas. Before we get to that, let's talk about, because we got to sort of introduce our audience to me. So what are some of your memories, oh God, of me as a child? What are some of your memories of me as a child?
Well, first of all, let's start with he was grandma's favorite, so he never got into trouble.
Yes.
He said yes. Okay. He was grandma's favorite, never got into trouble. But of course, we got into trouble doing stuff he told us to do. He was always kind of I don't know, he was kind of laid back, but kind of sneaky.
That sounds like Frank.
Yeah, he was kind of laid back, but he was sneaky. So yeah, he got away with words too. So
Taisha, let me ask you real quick. How much money did he send you before this podcast?
Oh, I'm getting my check afterwards.
Okay, because I know he paying you to say this. I know he paying.
No, I get my check afterwards.
He's got to be paying you for this one. That's
No,
not the Frank I know.
Frank was good. It was his brother Martell. Oh, it wasn't Frank. Frank was good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was good.
Now,
it was me that was the problem, but yeah.
Now, this is going to be somewhat embarrassing, but when we were kids, we were actually pretty close, and we were always, your cousins are like your first friends ever, so we would always play like house, right? And we all had these different roles that we always played. So, Taisha, what was the role when I was a kid in the family? What did I always want to be?
You were the dog.
Yes, and
we used to put a leash on him and walk him around the house and make him bark, all types of stuff.
Whoa! Time out.
Yeah, that's Frank the dog.
I used to love it.
Wait, like a whoop whoop?
Yeah, whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
I used to always want to be the dog.
Yeah, yes. Frank was the dog, and
always. Yeah, always.
Wow.
And it's funny because like now, I don't even like dogs, but back then.
Oh, that's too bad. I love them.
I know. Let me tell you. For those of you that are watching this, you can't. If you're on the audio,
here, give me
go to the Facebook page and
she's not coming.
See this here. But let me just show this. Dog
let me show you quick. Princess real quick.
Yeah, show me this dog. My family has this dog thing going on.
This is Bella, the Shih Tzu. Hey, look, say hi, Frank. You on that, Frank?
Yeah, so
that's the baby of the family.
Yeah, so those of you that are listening to the podcast, don't forget you can always watch the video version later on our Facebook page. So real quick, I want to talk about your daughter, who used to, love me to death, and was like wherever I was, she was going to be there too. That is Tiara. So she had some health issues a while back, and you discovered that she had something major that you all are all advocates of. So can you sort of tell us about, what symptoms you saw first, and how that all transpired to you going to get it checked out to get a diagnosis?
Okay, 2017, she had went to a friend's party. She came home and she was just like sick. I thought she had like a stomach virus or something. And so It went on for 3 days. She wouldn't eat and she developed a fever. So we took her into the emergency room and they said that she was having an anxiety attack. So they sent us back home and said, no, most teenagers in high school, they got testing going on. So they experienced anxiety. So 3 days later, she still wasn't eating. We took her back to the hospital and they said it was pneumonia. So they sent us home on antibiotics for 5 days. She took it for 5 days and she still was sick, still wasn't eating. So we ended up taking her back to the hospital. And that's where they told us, okay, now she has double pneumonia. She's still sick, still fever, losing weight. So they sent us back home on more antibiotics. She got over it. Well, we thought she got over it. She was feeling better off the antibiotics after 10 days. And she tried to go to school and she couldn't make it. She called me. She said, "Ma, I can't walk. I can't make it. I'm hurting." So we rushed her back to the hospital where they examined her. She still had a fever. She had lost 18 pounds in almost 3 weeks. And she was very weak. She couldn't she couldn't breathe. She was taking deep breaths, trying to catch a breath. And so they did an x-ray and discovered she had fluid around her lungs and her left lungs had collapsed. So they admitted us in the hospital on a regular floor. Me and my husband went home to get clothes because they admitted her and we wasn't prepared to stay. We came back straight to ICU. She wasn't breathing. She had fluid on both lungs. Her joints swelled and everything. So now we are in isolation in intensive care because they think that it's TB, which it wasn't. So after 3 or 4 days of testing, they confirmed that she had lupus. And so she had, during the days of waiting to find out what she had fluid on both of her lungs. She had fluid around her heart, fluid on her elbows, her knees, her ankles. It was just a mess. She couldn't get out of the bed. She was on a breathing machine and her health was just declining every day until they found out what she had. So when they found out it was lupus, they were able to treat her. And we were in the hospital for like 2 weeks. They sent us home and we had to go right back Friday. They started doing more testing on her because she had a lot of protein. And that's when we found out she had kidney disease, stage 1 kidney disease as well. And after that, we found out that the lupus had took her hearing in her left ear. So she is completely deaf in her left ear, stage 1 kidney disease, and she has lupus.
And wow, so I didn't even know about the ear thing, the hearing.
Yeah.
But for those that don't know what lupus is, can you sort of put it into plain terms? Like, what is lupus?
It's a autoimmune disease that attacks the body. Like a common cold or anything, it can do a lot of damage to her because basically she has nothing to fight anything off with. She has no immune system. And so it just constantly attacks all the organs in the body.
And how old is your daughter?
She's 19 now. When this happened, she was 16.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just been like, it's been a roller coaster. Her health has been up and down. We've been in and out of the hospital for weeks at a time. And it's been rough, but she's doing better. She's learning how to deal with it. She's on like, when we came home from the hospital, I believe 13 different medications. We even had a nurse. We had a nurse coming to the house giving her infusions because of they were trying to get the fluid, away from the heart because they told us if they would have gave her open heart surgery, it would have been too risky because it was like the amount of fluid they said can fill up a pop can. That was around her heart in the back of the heart. So it caused the heart to like beat just like she was working out, but she was laying in the bed. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's my mother-in-law has lupus and she has a hard time. She's on the same like amount of pills, like it's like 15 different medications, and I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. And she needed hip surgery, and not related obviously to your daughter, but the same scenario was like they can't do it because it's too risky.
Yeah.
They don't want to take a chance on anything, and any little slight mishap, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's very serious.
It is, and I just want to take my hat out to you and wish your family well, and my prayers go out to you guys, and I hope she gets best as she can, and with God with her, you know, she'll be okay. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah,
sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
For sure.
Now I haven't seen her actually, because you know, how long? When did you all move to Dallas? When did you all move?
It'll be 6 years in June.
So I haven't seen her in 6 years. So at the end of this,
yeah, because you don't visit me. That's why.
I knew it was coming. But at the end of this discussion with you, I'm gonna try to see where I can get her, hop her head in, so I can see. I haven't seen her; she hasn't seen me. And we used to live next door, and we were like, you couldn't separate us at all. Me and her were like, you know, two peas in the pod. So we're gonna try to. I'm gonna try to see her for the first time in like 6 years at the end of this session. So another thing about me, obviously, people know that I go to church, and everybody assumes that I don't drink at all, or I don't have, I don't have a good time. So I'm gonna let you set the record straight.
Okay.
I can have fun. I know how to have fun.
Yeah, he definitely can have fun because he set up a family cruise for the family, and he was at the bar buying the bar for himself. And he slid me like one drink, but yeah, don't let Frank fool you. Frank was a different Frank on the water. I was like, I like this Frank.
I bought the family some drinks. It wasn't just me.
Frank spent about $2,000 at the bar for the family, and he was drinking with us. But I've never known Frank to drink. Frank was drinking. I'm like, yeah, Frank, I like this Frank.
Yes.
Oh, good old Frank.
Yes. And my drink is the tequila sunrise. I am a
tequila sunrise. That was the signature drink at my wedding.
All night, all day, tequila sunrise. Now, she said I did not visit Texas. That's actually not true. I went to Houston, by the way, for my birthday.
I live in Dallas.
I know, but I did go to Texas. So I'm making my way eventually to Dallas. I have to start slow, but I want to get there soon. But speaking of Texas, let's talk about that now, because Texas has been in the news a lot here in Chicago, and we've been like, what's going on with Texas? So first of all, what made you leave Chicago?
I was tired of the winter.
And it came to get you anyway, but
yeah, it got me.
Did you visit it first, or did you just say nope? You're going to Dallas, or did you go?
We came down here to visit my mom because she had a surgery. We came in the middle of February, so we came for a week. It was 80 degrees. I'm like, okay, I can get used to this. So we drove back to Chicago. And on the way back home, it was a snowstorm. We saw trucks flipped over. It was crazy. And I'm like, nah, I want to go back to Dallas because they don't have no snow. It's perfect down there. So we just left. Like 3 to 4 months after we got married, we packed up and left.
Yes. And then 2020.
And you still haven't came to visit me. Okay.
And then 2020. A pandemic came, and then 2021, the snow followed you there. Now in Chicago,
it was not.
How much snow was it? How much snow was it?
It didn't cover the sole of my shoe.
It was all over the news. Texas, snow in Texas, shutting down the city. It was all over the news.
Because what I've been told, they get like snow flurries down here, and they like in an hour, they're gone. This snow actually lasts about 3 to 4 days, and they shut down Texas completely. I went to work and got sent back home because I'm like, okay, this is nothing. So I went to work. I'm all, everybody like, no footprints in the snow. I'm the only one there. And I'm like, I called my boss like, yeah, I'm here, but nobody else is here. And he was like, go home. Why are you at work? I was like, okay. He said, it's the middle of a storm. Why are you out there? I was like, no problem. I'm going home. So I got sent home and got paid for the whole week for nothing.
Okay.
It was.
So that was the first day when it started to snow.
Yeah, it was cold. It was very cold. It was like -3, -7. Yeah, it was
Oh,
cold.
really?
But it wasn't. Yeah, it was very cold here.
That I didn't know. I didn't know it got to the negatives down there.
Oh yeah, it was cold. That's what the problem kicked in at, because they were like rolling energy around, and some people didn't have power for 3 to 4 days in -3, -7. It was very cold.
Wow. So what happened with your power in your house?
Nothing. I didn't, thank God I didn't lose any power. The only thing, my internet was acting up, but I didn't lose any power or anything. Like everything was good on my end. My mom lost her power for 4 days.
4 days.
4. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I can go 4 days without my phone being charged. And
I know, right?
Yeah, wow. It was bad. It was bad. A lot of people pipes bust. It was bad. Like they had to put food outside to keep it cold. I saw a lot of people saying their pets froze, and it was bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about the food thing. Like they had to store it outside in coolers and all that stuff, and sit on tables and decks and all that stuff. I saw that. It's pretty wild.
It was bad. The grocery stores, of course, when they opened back up, when we went in there, I guess we went too late. The shelves were cleaned completely out. We couldn't get anything.
Wow.
Okay, so now when your mom is without power or what have you for the 4 days, how were you all able to stay in communication? Like, how were you all able to talk back and forth?
So with my mom, they like cut different things off. So like the heat wasn't working, but the lights worked.
And this is when it was -3.
Like they'll lose everything, and then it was just different things cutting off. Like I know somebody that went 4 days in the dark, nothing. And some people had a working refrigerator, but the stove didn't work. Or the water wasn't getting hot, but the lights came on. They wrote like it was crazy. I didn't understand it. Like nothing. I had my lights, I had my heat, I had everything, but my internet did not work.
So was there any reason as to why yours was on and not like?
I guess it's the area, because I stayed kind of close by hospitals, and so I guess that's why.
Hospitals.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the hospitals have to stay. Okay.
Yeah. So it was crazy for like 4 days.
Hey Frank, she like, I'm nice and warm, but I don't have no internet.
I know.
I can't get online.
Oh yeah, and in hotels, you couldn't get a hotel. Everything was booked, and if it wasn't booked, it was skyrocket, like ridiculous.
Yes, when I was in Houston for my birthday at the end of February, there were people that were in the hotel as I was checking in, coming down to extend their stay for another week. And they were like, I'm thinking that they're tourists. They're like, nope, we're from Houston. We just don't have any this or that yet. So we're staying in a hotel. Food. And I'm like, wow, these people are staying in a hotel about the weeks, because of what happened.
When we were able to get in the store, everybody was buying barbecue grills, charcoal, lighter fluid. They had the barbecue to feed their family because they had no way to cook. So yeah, that was a big thing down here.
Now, people died from this, right? Did people die? Like, this people in Texas died from all this?
Yeah, some people.
I think it was like 28.
I believe Houston got hit harder than Dallas did.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, Houston and San Antonio, I believe they got hit harder than Dallas did, because I heard about a lot of people passing away in Houston and San Antonio and all of that, but not so much here.
Now, let's talk about how the electric bill works out there, because I heard some horror stories that the electric bill for some people was in the thousands of dollars. So, like, what's the difference, in your opinion, from the electric bill where you are and when you were in Chicago?
Okay, here we have Encore here, but Encore delivers the electricity, but I'm with another company that I have to pay. So I'm paying a delivery charge for Encore, but I have to pay another company for the service. In Chicago, it was just ComEd. Everybody just paid ComEd, but down here, it's like different people are selling you energy.
Now,
so I'm paying. I have to pay like a $65. Is it 65? $65 delivery fee from Encore, and then I have to pay like the company that I'm with. I have to pay them, and on the bill it'll show you have a delivery fee of $65 from Encore delivering me electricity, but I have to pay the other company. So it's like it's one bill, but it's gonna break it down on there. Yeah.
So how do some folks have $1,000 bill during this whole situation?
I have no idea. I saw it on the news, and I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
So I guess the best thing to do, if I won't, but if I were to move to Dallas,
you will eventually.
Is to move by a hospital, because apparently if you buy a hospital, you're sort of safe because they got to keep that area, area rolling. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, move by me, and I'll barbecue if it happens.
Okay. There you have it.
Yeah, okay. Move by me. First of all, just come visit me. At least give me that. You won't even come see me.
I'm not the only one. Am I the only one? Am I the only one?
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, it was the virus. I couldn't go. It was COVID.
Before the virus, I've been here for 6 years, Frank. 6 years.
So back to Texas. So recently, okay, speaking of the virus, so how was it now in Illinois? We were locked down the real way, in my opinion. Like we were really locked down. Couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't do anything.
We were too. We were locked down too.
So Texas was fully masked.
Yeah, we were locked down.
Because now I'm not going to tell you how the media works, because here in Chicago, we hear that places in the South weren't really adhering to all of the protocols as they were up in the North. So you're saying that everybody in the grocery stores, everybody was all masked up and everything.
Yeah, they won't let you in if you don't have on a mask.
That's good to know. That lets you know that you can't always.
Even now that they lift the mask thing, you still can't go anywhere without a mask on. You still have to have a mask.
Now, speaking of that, what do you feel about them opening up Texas like 100% right now? What do you think about that?
I'm still wearing my mask. I don't think I think it's too soon, but what can I just got to protect myself at this point. So I'm wearing my mask.
Exactly. Yep. That's all you can do. Yeah. Take care of yourself and your family.
Yep.
So is it fully open right now? Is it 100% open right now? Or is it
100% open? Everything is open.
That's
so
wild,
are things packed? Are restaurants packed? Like, are things packed now?
They've been packed for like 6 months now.
Right.
Even at 50%, we were at 50%. It was like everybody was outside, but you have to have on a mask. But yeah, but we were locked down just like everybody for like a couple of months. But
Now, how was it trying to vote during the pandemic in Texas? Like, I know in Chicago, it took me. I voted by mail actually, but usually I walk to the library and nobody in line. I go in, vote, and get out of there. It
was in and out.
It was the pandemic.
They handled that. It was well handled.
Now you all couldn't vote by mail?
I never tried to.
Oh, okay.
I did, and it was a nightmare because I did the mail-in ballot on time. As soon as I got it, filled it out, mailed it back in. They sent me a letter saying it was not approved. I had to go stand in the line for early voting. Went to the line, took an hour and a half standing in the rain. This is like, it was freezing rain. It wasn't like the regular rain. It was like freezing rain. Cold. It was like 25 degrees. Wind chill, and I'm like, and this was in what? This is like October.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And like, I'm not doing mail-in again. It was just a nightmare. Like, it was an issue with my address or something, and like I moved, and they had some other address on file and all this other crap. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. But I got it done, so they weren't gonna stop me from voting.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, I want to talk about race, because race is a big thing. Now, and when I went to Houston, I was only there for 4 or 5 days. I didn't experience any racism personally, but although I did see the Confederate monuments and things that reminded me everywhere I go. But you've been there for 6 years. You've been there longer than me. would you say that you've experienced the same amount of racism that you would have in Chicago, or do you think that you've experienced it not even
I
at
haven't
all?
experienced it. Everybody that I came encounter with down here has been nice to me and my family. They haven't like it's everybody down here has been good to us. So
why do you think?
I haven't experienced it.
Why do you think that there is this? And you may not be able to answer this, but why do you think that people think South? They automatically think racism and racist. Why do you think that is? Like, in your opinion?
I hear a lot about racism down here, but I haven't personally ran across anybody. If they are, they haven't, so I can't speak on that because we've been like, everybody been embracing us since we've been here. We go talk to everybody and everybody talks to us. Like, I don't know. I can't speak on that because I have no idea. But
yeah. No, go ahead.
It's we haven't experienced anything, and neither has Tierra.
Yeah, I gotta say I didn't at all when I was down in Houston. I did see again, like I said, I did see the Confederate stuff everywhere, but I didn't have any issues at all. I think I had it more in Chicago than I did when I was down in Houston. So before I go ahead and end this, I said earlier that I was going to try to see Tierra, who I hadn't seen in 6 years. You think she wants to talk to me? You want to see me real quick? Where's she at? Does she want to see me real quick? She want to talk to me real quick?
She's sleeping. Tierra. She's sleeping. She just came back from school today, so she resting right now. She got to get a rest because she sit in the car for too long and her body started hurting her, so she's stretched out like on a recliner, like resting her body.
All right. Well, now that the whole world knows that I have a cousin with lupus and I haven't been down there to see her, I guess now if I don't go down there, I'm going to be
June 5th is the lupus walk down here. Come down here and support your cousin because we do walks every year, sometimes twice a year.
All right. And
so
I guess
I'm telling you now on your podcast, come here and walk and support your cousin.
I will make sure that I try to make an effort to get down there. Of course, if there is a Cubs game, then I will definitely send $100. I'll send some money. If there's a Cubs game and I can got to work, I will try to do that.
Well, hey, you know what? If we can go down there together and we can do a podcast down there. So.
Oh Lord, you didn't really.
Yes, I like
we can come down there. We can come hang out with them and have some fun and do the walk. And hey, I'm down. Put me down for it.
I gotta wait. I gotta walk too.
Yeah, you gotta walk.
How long is it?
Hey, she ain't asking you to run, dude.
It's a different one. So it's 10K. So yeah, he didn't come, but shout out to Tanise. She's so supportive. She comes to everything. Tanise and my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law. It was everybody came except for Frank.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so we walk with Tierra, and the crazy part about it is Tierra is the one that's sick, and she did the walk. I was struggling. I said, "No, I gotta go back. It's too hot."
Yeah.
It was a struggle for me, but she did the walk with no problem.
I have a feeling if I do show up, the family will be shocked. Oh my God, is that? Because they don't call me Frank, by the way.
You know what? Even if you don't come here, it's a lupus walk in Chicago every year too. Just do that one.
But it's still a walk,
support wherever you at. So just do that one.
But you can give a check without walking, can you?
You can, but we need people to walk with Tierra.
No, Frank, listen, you gotta walk, man. That's the whole purpose of it, man. Not the money.
Tell them.
It's not the money, it's the support, man.
Yeah, I know. All right, so I have semi enjoyed this walk down memory lane with my cousin from Dallas, Texas. So before I go,
I'm from Chicago. Okay.
Yes, but speaking of that, before we go, are you a like Cubs? You know about baseball? You want to go to a game? What's your relationship? What do you think about the Cubs?
What I think about the Cubs?
Yeah.
Holy cow! Nothing.
Hey! Whoa!
All right, everybody. Thank you all. David, any final thoughts, words?
Just my thoughts and prayers again to the family. I wish you guys well, and
Thank
thank you
you.
for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
All
No
right,
doubt.
everybody. We'll catch you all on the next episode of Mistaken Identity.